You've been single for the last 4 years and you don't have a mortgage right now. You don't have a property and you're 30 years old and you've been at that same job for the last 3 years. And welcome to my channel, ladies. If you don't know who I am, my name is Mr. London. I help millions of women around the world on my main channel with fitness and just working on their mental side of things. Now, I started this channel because I like to have these one-on-one conversations with women around the world, and hopefully whatever I say in this video, you're able to take it on board and it can change something or change your mindset going into life in 2024. Now, this subject, I feel like a lot of you might be able to resonate with it. For myself, I definitely can. And I would say throughout 2023, I was struggling with this. Even my fiance, she was struggling with this as well. And some of you are probably still struggling with this. We are talking about the pressure society puts onto us. So I can speak from my experience first. As a man, I am 30 years old. As a man and you're 30 years old, you need to have your together. You need to make sure you are making a certain amount of money. You need to make sure you are not living at your parents' house and you have your own place making 300k a year and all of this stuff, right? Society puts a lot of pressure on ourselves, especially with women. Women, by the time you are 30, you need to have your family. You need to have at least 2 to 3 kids. You need to be making a certain amount of money each year. You need to have a mortgage, be a property owner. You need to have your career started by the time you are 30. All of these things put so much pressure onto us, especially you as a woman. You are told that by the time you are 30, you should have at least 1 or 2 kids already. They say by the time you are 30, you should be married. You should be married. You should have the love of your life right now. I am here to tell you to forget about all of that pressure. Forget about it. I don't care if you are 35 years old. If you are 40 years old and you are single, your time will come. God's timing is perfect. You've probably been single for the last 10 years. I was single for about 6 to 7 years before I found the one. So what makes you think that your time will not come? Do not take on the pressure from society, social media. You're seeing everyone have this perfect life. They've been in a relationship for the last 5 years and they're engaged and you're not engaged yet. But yet you didn't know the person that got engaged, or they've been together for how many years, they've been arguing every single day and they're just about getting through it. Your time is coming. God's time is perfect. God's timing is perfect. It got on top of me. I didn't really know what direction to go in. I had so much pressure on my shoulders being a young black man. I have a son, 8-year-old son. I have a fiance. I have a mortgage. I have all of these things, so much pressure on me. And I was saying to myself, I'm 30 years old and I'm not making a certain amount of money I should be making as a 30-year-old man. My partner, she's turning 30 this year and she's got all of this pressure that she's not a property owner. She's not married yet and all of these things, right? You probably feel the same way. Forget what society has to say about that. Forget if your auntie or someone comes up to you and say, you're still single? You haven't found the love of your life? Forget all of that. Focus on you. Focus on being the best versions of yourself. Like I said, God's timing is perfect. The reason why you haven't found the love of your life, because God thinks it's not the right time for you right now. You need to focus on something else. You need to focus on you. You need to build you mentally. How do you expect to be with someone if you're not even able to be the best version for yourself? How are you meant to be the best version for that person if you can't show up for yourself? How are you meant to be a mother and show love, support for your kids if you're still focusing and working on you? It's not by force. I understand though, every woman has a biological clock. I get that. I really do. You feel me? I do to the best of my ability as a man. Growing up, I'm the youngest of 6. I've got 4 older sisters. I've got 90% of my cousins, my relatives are all women. So I understand to a certain extent. But at the same time, I don't want you to feel pressured like you need to get pregnant now because you're 30 years old. I don't want you to feel like you're losing out, like you're less of a woman because you don't have all of these things ticked off your box by the time you are 30 years old. You might be 25 years old and you might be feeling the stress because you've been single for the last 4 years. And you don't have a mortgage right now. You don't have a property and you don't have your career sorted You're 30 years old and you've been at that same job for the last 3 years, and we have to start saying more positive things to ourselves. You are 30 years old and you have a job. You're 30 years old and you're able to pay off all your bills. You're 30 years old and you're able to still have your health and travel around the world and meet new people. Stop saying negative things. I understand society wants you to be a certain way. You need to have kids and all of this stuff. But listen, focus on you. Put you first. Forget about all that extra pressure that comes with life. You do you. And I'm here to support you every step of the way. So if you enjoyed this video, please leave a thumbs up. Share this video with maybe one of your friends that probably need to hear it. And you're not doing this alone. We're doing this together. Peace.